Seekers of the unbound spirit. Our contemplation now turns to the elusive and often misleading construct we call the self, the subject of our fifth meditation. This self, this seemingly solid and continuous entity that we so readily identify with, what is its true nature? Is it the immutable core of our being or a more ephemeral fabrication? Consider the genesis of this self. It appears to coalesce gradually, built brick by brick from the raw materials of thought, the accumulated weight of memory, and the constant process of identification. I am this, I like that, this is happening to me. We weave a narrative around these experiences, causing a seemingly coherent story of who we are. But let us examine the components of this self-narrative more closely. Thought, as we explored earlier, is a ceaseless flux, a constantly shifting stream of internal commentary. Memory, while providing a sense of continuity, is also inherently selective and prone to distortion. And identification, our tendency to define ourselves by our roles, our possessions, our beliefs, these are all fluid and subject to change. Is this self built upon such shifting sands, truly the stable and enduring essence we often believe it to be? This meditation suggests otherwise. It posits that the self as we typically experience it is largely an illusion, a construct meticulously assembled by the machinery of the mind. Consider the fragmented nature of this self. Are we the same person in every situation? Do we behave identically with our family, our colleagues, our friends? Our self seems to adapt and shift depending on the context, suggesting a collection of roles rather than a unified core. Furthermore, this meditation points to the reactive nature of the self. How often do our emotions and behaviors arise not from a place of conscious awareness, but from ingrained patterns of response, triggered by past experiences and the need to protect this constructed identity? The self often operates from a place of defense, seeking validation and fearing its own dissolution. The self thrives on sustenance from the past. It constantly refers back to previous experiences, clinging to successes and dwelling on failures, using these memories to reinforce the sense of continuity and solidity. It also projects into the future, creating anxieties and expectations based on these past narratives. In this way, the self often traps us in a cycle of reliving and pre-living, obscuring the immediacy of the present moment. And what of the images that sustain the self? The idealized versions of who we believe we should be, the comparisons we make with others, the constant striving to maintain a certain perception. These images, often unrealistic and unattainable, become another source of suffering and perpetuate the illusion of a fixed and separate self. This meditation offers a radical proposition. Liberation does not arise from strengthening this constructed self, from trying to improve or perfect it. Instead, true freedom lies in the very act of observing its illusory nature. When we can see the self for what it is, a collection of thoughts, memories, and identifications, constantly in flux and ultimately unsubstantial, its power over us begins to wane. This is not a call for annihilation, but for a profound shift in perspective. It is about recognizing that our true nature, that which lies beyond the constructed self, is something far more vast, more interconnected, and more enduring. Let us contemplate this illusion of the self. How do our thoughts, memories, and identifications contribute to its construction? How does this self drive our reactive behaviors and perpetuate our suffering? And what might be revealed when we truly begin to see its illusory nature? This is the liberating inquiry of Meditation 5. Hold this in your hearts as we move forward.